Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Here we'll be taking a look at the Breitling Endurance Pro with the Breitlight black dial, reference number X82310D91B1S1. Well, basically, this is the red Endurance Pro from Breitling with specifically the Breitlight black dial. I'll be going over all the elements of this watch: the case, the bezel, the dial, the crown functions, as well as that of the movement and the rubber strap here. And I'll be going over those in that order with my thoughts included. So starting off with the case, we have a 44mm diameter case from the 2 to 8 o'clock position, so that's from finger to thumb. As you can see, same as what you'd find from the 10 to 4 o'clock position, sort of if you were to exclude these chronograph pushers. It has a thickness of 12.5 millimeters and completely made out of what is basically a carbon fiber material, such that it is incredibly light and made basically to fit an active lifestyle, so that it can take up the space on your wrist without adding extra weight. It's incredibly light, and it feels like I'm not really holding on to anything at all at this moment. Taking a look here at the overall finishing, you do have sort of like this satin brush finishing that comes on the sides here, going over onto the fronts of the lugs as evident, and giving it a very nice, interesting, diffused look, sort of giving it a very sleek presentation overall. Sitting on the very front, you have a bidirectional rotatable bezel. No clicking here, so it's not really the fact that it's been declicked. It just doesn't have any clicking, and interestingly enough, it does not actually measure any sort of element of time. It has north, south, east, and west. It has all the cardinal directions with all the degrees marked on there. So if you're a fan of orienteering, this is certainly an option for you. You have that ability to potentially find true north if possible, although there is no actual compass integrated in here, but you can use some tools at your disposal to actually set your cardinal directions should you so desire or require. On the interior portion of this, the inner bezel, you can see that there's a red ring containing the tachymeter or the tachymeter. Basically counts the number of units per hour based on the rotation of that center-mounted chronograph hand. If I press the top chronograph button, gets it started once more. But not only that, the smaller subdial at the 2 o'clock position measures within a fraction of a second for the entire first minute that you have the chronograph engaged. So if you need fine timing, you can just simply press that top button again to stop it, and of course the bottom button to reset it. Once it passes 12 o'clock, that center-mounted chronograph hand will continue moving, but the smaller subdial at the 2 o'clock will stop going around, basically to save battery. And you have the 30-minute subdial at the 10 o'clock position, basically measuring up to 30 minutes at a time for your chronograph. Small seconds dial at the 6 o'clock position just keeps on going. You have the Breitling logo at the 12 o'clock position and gigantic 3, 6, and 9 hour marks. Those are not loomed, but the tips of the hands and most of the numbers are. So if I turn out the lights here, you can see that we do have some luminescence on those numbers, sort of hiding behind those subdials at the 2 and 10 o'clock positions, but still readable if you're, accustomed to reading analog dials like this one. You also have a triangular shape, a triangle basically, at the 12 o'clock position to denote the 12. And of course the hands themselves contain more luminescence as per, the unit of area being larger than that of the numbers, so they will glow brighter. So if I turn the lights back on here, we can see a little bit more of the details here. There's also the final detail, basically. There's a small date aperture at the 4:30 position, black background with white text in front for maximum basically contrast, so you can see it nice and easy. But when you do stop that chronograph hand, by the way, you can stop it, and the small subdial at the 2 o'clock position will actually move forward to where it should be, so you can actually still measure within 1/10 of a second with that small subdial. Once you press it to engage it again, it returns back to 0 basically, again to conserve battery, or at least that's what it seems to do. All right, pressing the bottom button to reset all the subdials sets them all back to 0 in quite an interesting fashion, as is, well, seems to be pretty consistent among quartz movements. And speaking of the movement, that's what makes all of this work. The Breitling 82, basically you have a thermocompensated super quartz on the inside. Basically, it's a quartz movement. So you do have accuracy that's so accurate that you can basically say that it's precise, much more precise than, say, a mechanical watch of the same caliber or equivalent caliber. It's the chronograph is accurate to within 1/10 of a second as shown in that small subdial, and measures up to 30 minutes as shown at the 10 o'clock subdial. 4 joules inside, and the battery life approximately 3 to 4 years. So if you use this, consistently with that chronograph running, it may reach about the 3-year mark, but 4 years if you don't use it all that frequently. Now taking a look here at the strap, all red rubber here with the full Breitling logo there in the sort of like the word mark portion, all sans serif in uppercase font. Plenty of sizing holes, so it basically can fit anybody. You also have an interesting double-sided Tang buckle with that same construction as you would find with the case, that carbon fiber with the Breitling logo there, just the sort of pictorial portion of the logo. While I'm here, I can actually show you the watch on my wrist, being 7 inches in circumference. So if I were to size this for my wrist, I'd be definitely on the smaller end of that strap there, but you can certainly wear this, regardless of your wrist size. The Tang buckle allows you to pass that the excess strap underneath if you need it, and there's also a second minder loop there. The options are there should you so desire or require. But taking a look here directly on the wrist, for me, 44 millimeters in Breitling's terms is, well, pretty much the standard, because they're sort of known for making aviation in large watches with dials that basically mirror that of like a full flight deck in your cockpit basically. But here 44 millimeters certainly fits the wrist. It fills out the wrist probably even beyond the bounds, because taking a look straight down the wrist here, my wrist being a more round rather than flat 7-inch wrist, the lugs do sort of basically extend beyond the bounds of my wrist, so it does have a potential to potentially smack onto a wayward desk or doorknob. But otherwise, being carbon fiber, it's incredibly resilient, highly scratch resistant. Even with that sapphire crystal on the front, makes it incredibly resistant to all sorts of weathering, water resistant to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. So this will basically last you for pretty much anything aside from basically chucking it directly into the Marianas Trench. So you're good on that front. And taking a look at it, generally speaking, looking at it face on the wrist, incredibly easy to read with the large 3, 6, and 9 numerals. The loomed hands makes it incredibly easy to read even in low light situations. And the chronograph, so accurate as to be precise. It's just a very good tool overall if you want to consider it like that. And otherwise, something good on the wrist, looks quite professional as well. If you want to fit this under a suit cuff, may have a little bit of an issue with the knurling on that bezel. Could catch on tighter suit cuffs, but overall will generally slide quite nicely underneath, because it is only 12.5 millimeters thick, not like 14 millimeters like, say, a Royal Oak or Royal Oak Offshore from Audemars Piguet. The Breitling here gives you a lot of bang for your buck, and certainly here we can get it for you at Jazz Time. Just click the links in the description below to get it at the lowest possible price anywhere online. So if you want to purchase this watch or any other watch, you can do so in the links down below at the lowest possible online price. Be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let us know what you think about this watch. Do you like this in red, yellow, blue, or whatever colors that they also happen to have? We can get those for you here at Jazz Time as well. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.